Here are male redwings feeding together in Florida, where they go for the winter. There's not a single female in this flock. The males arrive long before the females. Early in spring, the redwings return to the northern marshes where they raise their young. These flocks are a familiar sight during March and early April in most of the northern. When the females arrive 2 or 3 weeks later, each decides which territory or which male she wants for the summer. Females are easily distinguished from males by their straight plumage and by their dull shoulders. Females do not sing like the males, though they have a number of sharp call notes. When the males arrive on their nesting grounds, the flocks scatter, and each male selects a small territory in the marsh. He drives the other males away and sings and displays his scarlet epaulets.
The heron eats many fish, and sometimes frogs and snakes or crawfish. The heron fishes in shallow, reedy waters on lakes or rivers. After fishing in one place for a while, he may fly on to another favorite spot. The heron eats many fish.
Billy, the amazing magpie from the plains of North America. He's a daring acrobat, a mathematical and musical genius. And so, on with the show. On with the show.
He's watching for fish. He's watching. The kingfisher, too, eats fish. See how he is built. He is not at all like the heron. But he too is a good fisherman. He's a good fisherman. He often perches on a dead branch over a stream. He's watching for fish. If he has no luck at one watch post, he will fly to another. He's watching for fish. He's watching for fish.
Good morning. Timer says 18 seconds left, but I'd actually planned on grabbing myself a cup of tea. I'm also not entirely sure. The stream did disconnect when I started up, so I don't know if it's still actually streaming. We already tried odd. We ruled out the A. The A, it either okay, top left, either starts with A or ends with A. We have O, A, R, that's it. Bottom left, R-E-D-I. Do not know the final letter. But 4 is enough to make an educated guess. There's only so many combinations of words and letters you can... O-A-R. It either starts with... Okay, it starts with A. We have an O and an R. That's it. That's all we know. The problem, I've put myself into a position where I haven't even guessed the letter U. So if there is a word that has U in it, it's a lot of vowels though, right? I don't think there's a letter U in the top left. But we only have E-I bottom left. We haven't guessed U. Other common letters include G, C, B, M. I don't think K. So this guess has to incorporate some of those common letters, I feel like. We have to find a word that is likely to fit one of the 2 last remaining words, as an M, N, G, or B. We have one, cried. I mean, that was never going to work, actually. I hit enter on that way too quickly. We'd already guessed odd, R-E-D. But we did hit the R-I. Just need to figure out what something R-I. Oh, and the R in the top left too. It's locked in. Is there a... No, it's not dried. It doesn't end in I-E-D. We know that. But that does mean likely D-R-I. V-E. There we go. Knocks out the C. We still have U, G, B, and M, though, as far as common letters, and we only have one more guess. We know R is locked in slot 2, so we have O and A, and that is it. Could be a G, could be a B. Both of those B-R, G-R. There's a lot of words you can stem from that starting point. Okay, the R is in second place. That's locked in. The A and the O. The A cannot be in the middle. It either starts with that. Sorry, that. The O cannot be. The O it cannot start with O. A R be O O. And the last one can either be O or E. I feel that has to be AR. Does it? It might... The missing letter might be at the start. It could end in A still. What do we have left? It either starts with A or ends with A. AR could also work, but I don't know what follows that. AR. It could almost be something obscure like arrow, except for the fact that we know R doesn't fit. If there is two R's, it has to be there, which doesn't immediately pop out as something I could figure out. We do still have GB and M. It's likely GB, N, or M. I don't think it's going to be. But we have to figure out what one of those fits with the possibility of that remaining letters. It could be O in any of the final three slots. We've only guessed O twice. So we've only ruled out O being in the first two places. A has been ruled out from everything but the first and last. I don't know what it would be. What if it is the U? A-R-G something O something. I'll go we could have a double letter here too. We've never guessed double A. There's a chance it could start and end in A. No. GU, what is UA? No, if it our second letter means it's probably going to be a vowel following, surely. I cannot think of anything that ends in A. What? Well, let's just try and figure out four-letter words that end in A. I can't. It's all R-O-B. We've got three vowels and we know it can't be A. It ends in A. We have O and U. But nothing that ends in A, which leads me to think it starts in A. So if it starts in A, we then have three... Rather, we know one of the letters. It's the letter O, but we need to know how to fit that in. I'm not seeing anything here. Really put myself into a stupid position by not guessing anything with a GB and M. The U you can kind of figure out if that's one of the last... If it's still on the table at this point in any way, you can kind of figure out where it goes. Okay. Do we have... Let's try letters that don't normally. There's no Y.
Bird in flight and swift in diving for its prey. But the peculiar structure of its body prevents it from making a perfect landing.
It doesn't end in R. Armor.
During the nesting period, great numbers congregate on certain isolated islands. This island alone, more than 6,000 come annually. Some trick of nature, it appears that a perfectly good goose is forced to wear a long beak supporting a fish net.
I'm drawing a complete blank on this one. We never guessed the R type. The RA.
Soon these young will reach adulthood,
It could be RA.
like their parents.
Is that not how you spell Aurora? How do you spell Aurora?
Heavy bodies from their perches, and after several rapid strokes,
Oh, I always thought that would have been it.
level off in an
This R
environment
could
where
be
they are
in slot 4 too. It could be double. I can't think of anything else that would be Rora. R-O... Because that's definitely the only other place the letter R could go if it's double R. I don't know what that is, but we have a hit. I just don't know. That's the letter O. We're guessing or inferring that there's a K. Are we missing anything? We only know ROA, so technically that could fit. But I've not pinning my hopes on. It's just the only word we've got that even suits. It even lets me put in so much. So, if we put A-R-O, the last two letters could be anything. Could be a repeat. There we go. Aroma. That seems way more likely. I actually could hit enter here. Is there any reason why I would not hit enter here? Aroma. It could be double A, and I feel like it is a double letter somewhere because there's no other combination that really works. Besides the random ass word that was Krona, I don't really think there's any other word fits. We know that A could be at the start or the end. We know that A is in the second place. The O would be slot 3 or 4, and we had a missing letter still. 2 missing letters, assuming that it. This may not be correct, but I think I'm gonna hit aroma and see if that's... We have to guess aroma. There's nothing else I've come across that has even seemed likely. Hey! I will take it. Fifth? Or was it filth? In the fifth, in the top left, the top right, I was happy with. That one fell into place so easily. And then Satyr was stupid, and we should have never guessed Satyr. Ord, possibly, but I think instead of Satyr or Ord, we should have knocked out a couple of extra letters. We should have put in a throwaway word that gave us a bunch of common words, common consonants, and knocked out a couple of more vowels. Or doubled down on the A, but if we didn't guess Satyr, we already guessed A and Polar anyway. E and D were fine, we'd already guessed the R. Honestly, Ord was... It was an attempt to get the word, but it was probably never gonna work. It's a long shot. By all semblance of the phrase, Satyr should have never been... But, I mean, to be fair, S-A-T-Y. I get where I was thinking, I just don't think I should have locked it in. I think that should have been a throwaway word. To knock out a couple of other letters, maybe get us some more intel. We still pulled it off though. 9, 3, 8, and 6. 5th and 3 I'm happy with. That was quite a nice... But, top left gave me a run for my money actually. Right. Ruben! Welcome in. Where'd we go on this one? Not too bad. I'm annoyed I didn't get it in 3. If I'd guessed that in 3, I would have been super happy. 4 was not bad either. Oh. Well, I hate to segue. Let me... Where am I at the moment? I do want to go get myself a cup of tea. But I'm also going to have patch the audio through, aren't I? There we go. Right. I'm going to spend a little while on Stacklands. It's a nice, chill card game / town builder that I stumbled across the other day. I do believe, actually, you find... I think it's on sale for something like $2. Have a look. It is on sale for $3. I'll put links to all of these, I think. Where is it? Notice board. We'll probably have links to all of these. I'll keep that updated if I switch to anything else. I did want to go get a cup of tea though. Hope no one minds. I've only just opened the game, but it shouldn't be too long. I think the kettle was already boiled unless it didn't. Give me a sec. I'll go boil it. Game while it boils. Kettle is boiling. I did boil it. I made a cup of tea. Well, weirdly, I meant to start upstream about 2 hours ago, but ended up doing a bit of debugging for my Elder Scrolls add-ons. So, this ago. I am going to go long. I'm going to not have... The game is fairly simple. I've really been enjoying my time. This past week I've spent most of my free time with city builders. So, the format is simple. Your progression is tracked under the quest tab. And your ideas... Ideas, we didn't get any. Ideas are sort of technology, so as you play the game, you get technology. We have 2 objects here, rock and a berry bush, 1 coin, wood. And the game's fairly simple. Combine cards until you get other cards. So in this case, if I go down here, separate the rock, and I'll put the villager on the rock. And he will then turn the rock into other cards. Open up the quest tab again. Quest 1, drag the villager onto the berry bush. Stone. Oh, berry bush is next. Stone and corner. There you go. So we can buy a new card pack for 3 coins. Each of these cards, if you actually look, have a value. This is the coin value. So I can sell these 2 stones for a coin each. The wood. Berries over here. However, I'll show you the color of the card does mean stuff. Blue is cards you can craft with, but it doesn't mean you can't just change the card naturally. So if we put the villager on the wood, he will turn it into a stick. Stick is worth twice as much gold. So that is 100, like, absolutely, turning wood into stick early on is a great money maker. Now, that alone gives us another card pack. I do wish these achievements would naturally disperse, but grow a berry bush, punch a tree. Currently we've already ticked off punch a rock, sell a card, buy the pack, make a stick from wood. So as you continue these things, I'm going to put the food bottom left. Stone. Stone bottom right. There's our first idea. And a foil berry bush. Foils! They're worth money, right? But I don't know if they're worth anything just to use. Now, berry and soil makes a growth. That's our first idea. I'm going to leave that tucked over to the room. But it is also catalogued over. You could sell it immediately and you will get the recipe is already here. Once you read it, we're going to do punch a tree. Give us a log. That's it, tree's gone. Right, I am going to explain a couple of other bits of the user interface as well. So in the top right, you've got the moon. A moon is a month. Every month, you must feed your villagers. Every month, it'll card cap you. The maximum amount of cards can be increased, but you can go well over your card cap. During the month, you only have to get rid of excess cards at the end of the month. The food over here, bread, symbol for food. Every moon you need X amount of food to feed your villagers. Currently I have 3 berries, 3 food. And then the coins as well. So I don't know. I'm early on. I kind of want to see. We've got 3 berries from the last bush. So I kind of want to see what we get from this one. And I think what I will do, we'll sell the idea and I'll make these into sticks. That'll give us 6. 1 berry. If this gives us the same, then does that mean foils are only good to sell? I've not seen a whole lot of foils in. Open up the quest tab again. We need soil. We can grow a berry bush. That's it. It was not worth anything. Is there an option? Snap cards to grid. E. Ooh. Sell a card X. Ooh. We do have speed as well. Toggle time. Side. Sell a card. Oh, control over. Okay, so here we go. Oh, interesting. I don't know why, but I can't separate. The stacks. Not good. Why can't I feel like a modifier key? Okay, middle clicks seem to do it. Okay, fixed. I won't complain. We're gonna grab 3 stacks of 2 since we only need 2 a month. And we're gonna turn these into sticks. Sell the lot. Okay. Can I not stack that? Shame. Oh, we're short. Alright. Oh, we'll sell a stone, we get 2. We have a rabbit. The rabbit actually could be a problem here, but we do have soil. So obviously it's soil and berry. That one, a lot of this is kind of, I will say, self-explanatory. It's the kind of thing, you know, what do you expect to happen when you combine, like if you plant a berry in soil or an apple in soil, forgiving the actual science of everything, it makes sense that you would get another berry bush or a tree. The bone worth 3 coins. Another pack. 3 ideas. A stick, 1 wood, 1 villager. Already knew that. A house, 2 wood, 1 stone. Offspring, 1 house, 2 villager. A house, 2 wood, 1 stone. That. What we can get from the tree. The house, 2 wood, 1 stone. We could do that actually. This tree gives us 2 logs. Stick. Not good, but bad. There's the log. Okay, we got a log back. Clutch. Make a house. This then. Don't know we need 3 stone. I'm not gonna get rid of it. There we go. That's the end of Moon 1. So, I don't know what happens if you don't have enough food. Everyone takes 2 food. Every villager. So, if you don't have enough, like if you feed a villager 1 out of 2 food, I'm not sure if that kills the villager or if he just becomes sick, like not well, hungry or something. Get a second villager, grow a berry bush, that's on its way. Rock next. I think I might start like that. Sell stone, get another pack, get a tree. Beautiful. Now, I have played this game before, so I do know a couple of recipes already. Normally, you would discover recipe ideas tab, but you can mess around and you can just get stuff that I would say comes naturally. You can guess how to make things. If you want to try and make a campfire, or if you want to try and make something out of the stones, you absolutely can. I'm obviously gonna be playing through the game. Oh, we have... Okay, apple immediately goes on soil. Obviously, I'm gonna be playing through the game. I'm not gonna spoil recipes. Really get to them while I'm playing. Because that is a major part of the game. Playing through, discovering stuff you can do. However, I'm going to try and remember. And it's not the recipe, apparently. Right, okay, I genuinely have forgotten the recipe then. Thought it was... Very surprised, actually. Berry bush and... Oh, we got a new villager. 3 berry bushes. Stone. Shed. So, here we go. The first card that will increase our card count by 4, which we're already at 19 out of 20. So we could do with an extra one. A villager. So what is it? Stone, wood, stone, stick. I'm gonna start actually separating it. Get the wood from that tree. Yeah. Villager needs to do something. I'll have a tree in a second, so... not before the day ends. We've doubled our requirement for food, so we're now basically out of food. We do have the berry bushes there. Okay. I'm gonna immediately throw that guy on. Okay. We should get some logs out of this too. Apple, which we're gonna throw back into the soil. Plenty of berries. Oh, that's it. 2 apples, no wood. Not very good. It sucks you can't put more seeds in the soil. The way the cards stack, they stack usually in what is called a queue. So when you queue something up, they'll go through that in order, basically. Is done. Here. I think we've got another apple tree on a berry bush to make sure ready to go. But we do need a log. I might stone here. We have a baby and another mouth to feed, therefore. So, log, villager, dead. Rock. Coin from the rock. Another coin from... That was it? There's our first shed. So we now have a card cap of 24. Have a look. another apple. And another stone. So, you know what? No, we're not selling 3 of them. But I am going to. Guy has nothing. If we turn, so 3 stone is worth 3. But when you upgrade stuff, you do normally get upgraded value as well. Three stone worth 3 gold, brick worth 5. Tree, a lumber camp, and a plank. Plank is 3 wood and 1 villager. Moon 3. I feel like day 1 takes so much longer than the rest. Once you get to day 2, the day lasts really quick. 2 berries left. Definitely need another berry bush. Lumber camp, 3 wood, 1 stone. Another tree. Try for another tree. Tree, beautiful. That. The shed too, wasn't it? Stick. And a key. Worth 3 gold. 3 wood. And 1 short. Second shed. Stone. And we do a bit more food, so start harvesting the apple tree. I want to keep the stick because I do actually want to try and the stick is, if you ever played Minecraft, you could use to make the weapon. Not much different, but I can't figure out the recipe. It's not too, no, it's not too crafting over here. Brick, dull, another berry bush. Okay. Flint. Chicken is a chicken and an egg. Reap and sow pack is now available. And we have our 3rd villager. The baby grew up. I'm gonna sell the chicken idea. 1 wood, 2 stick. I was wrong. I was using stone. It's 1 wood, 2 stick for a spear. So there you go. There's the recipe revealed. Oh, get out the way. Points below the cell pipe. 3 wood. So we do need another tree. A tree. There's a rat and a stone. Rock. The rat has 3 health. I think we can actually deal with that. We got off. The only thing I've never figured out how to use. Should I go for I'm gonna go for another villager, I think, here. And I'm probably gonna sell the key this early on. Villager, you need to be on the rock. Another rat. Uh-oh. same time. Bone worth 3, poop worth 1. And I do want to save up a reason, so. Grab another one of these in the meantime. Rock. Quarry, 3 stone, 1 wood. Definitely. Stone. Don't have the wood. And the campfire, stick and flint. Look at that. Now we can cook things. Oh. Berry bush. Another berry. More flint. No. The recipe. Right, next moon. We have a berry in the soil, so it doesn't matter if we eat the last berry. There we go. 2 cards too many. Coins don't count, thankfully, but we are going to sell 2. Right, what was the recipe? Stone, 1 wood. Go for another tree then. We have the campfire. We have a lumber camp. Ooh, brilliant. We just went for a tree, but we can sit someone on this now. So, lumber camp. The logging. That will give us logs. And then use quarry. Campfire can be used to cook foods. When cozy. Fortunately, I don't think we have anything we can cook. Berry bush, log, villager. There we go. This guy would just start generating logs for us now. We'll have the quarry soon as well. And I am going to berries. Actually wonder, can we put the berries on the villager? No. Villager has to go on the quarry. We're gonna have you on the quarry. Lumber camp corner, because that only produces. And we're going to quarry. Yeah. And that should auto sort everything. Now we have a nice little generation. We've got a baby on the way as well. We are grossly, absolutely grossly over on our card limit. We might make another shed. The shed. Wood, stone, stick. I'm gonna grab 3. Wood, stone, stick. Wood and stick. Apple and over to the stick. Blank. Did we not make? We made Reap and sow, we definitely. You stick and a flip. Definitely not going to have the shed before the day ends, though, sadly. We do have another villager. Terrible timing. Do we have enough food? We should have enough berries. There we go. One card too many after everyone's eaten, so let's sell a stone. Have 3 houses. Unlock full pack. Welcome is complete. Brick. Reap and sow. I am going to... I'm going to regret this, but I do want to go for more villagers. Now. Apple tree. Berry into berry bush. Find out what we have. 2 stone and wood. Now the reap and sow pack is the new one. Stick. That'll be the 4 sticks we need. Reap and sow, which should be the gardening pack. An apple, a cow, and a garden. Garden is soil, 2 stone, and 2 wood. A berry bush. Soil, 2 stone, 2 wood. Maybe about that. We have the cow. At the moment, the cow is roaming free. Do not have a place. We'll just leave it roaming, because it will produce food for us. It'll actually produce food that'll be amazing, but as you can see, it does move, which is a bit of a problem. I cannot for the life of me remember what this damn recipe is. 2 stick, 1 wood. Why do I keep trying for other things that aren't good? Is there a recipe for... What was the campfire? Was flint and stick or something? Right. We can fight the cow. I can click and drag it. Oh, I thought it was just untamable, but you can click and move it. I'm gonna... Money generate. We have our first weapon. Logic and Reason pack is now available for 15. I do like that you can pick up now and move. Now, militia doesn't negate it from useful here. Which is very nice. You can still have militia units, which gives them more health, but they simultaneously still do all the same jobs as before. You know what? Actually, you can... Milk! Our first food from the cow. There we go. Beautiful. Brick, plank, sell that. A lot of money. And I'm gonna jump past Curious Cuisine straight to Logic and Reason. Berry bush is done. Stone. Logic and a brick. Not great. We got a berry. Rock. 2 ideas. The first one, foil warehouse. It really does just increase the value, doesn't it? 1 iron bar. Stone, iron bar, and a villager. We have definitely jumped up. Coin chest. 1 coin. Back. 1 coin. Chest. 1 coin, 2 chests. 1 coin, 2 wood. Ding. I was fine roaming, but I do need to find a way to stop him bumping in. Platty! Welcome back. Oh, not Platty, it's Venom. Welcome back, Venom. I am going to... It's one of the curses of playing this game. You can just kind of magically... Playing the game once gives you a bit of an advantage. Right in time. So... Everyone... 2 cards over the top though. Sell the stone. Another brick. On the rock now. Coin chest. Soil is half used, and we are low on food actually. We're about to have another baby. This baby's gonna grow up. So yes. The cow dropping milk helps us out. Again. Stone. Wood. Stone. One more berry. Let's sell some of the flick. I don't really think. Brick. Soil is free. Berry on it. I need someone on that apple tree really soon, actually. No, I cancelled it. Right, we're good on food. We're definitely good on food. Oh, does make some. Yes, okay. Berries are super useful, as it turns out. Fruit salad, berry and an apple. Lovely stuff. We are doing peachy on food. Another villager. Right. So, still back onto money generation here. And I'm gonna make another fruit salad. Better to upgrade the food than to run into excess needing to eat more. Oh, broke. What broke? Something broke. What? Oh, it was the quest pop-up. What's our next quest? Unlock all packs, find the catacomb. This is the main quest. Side quest, kill a skeleton. We're not going to do potluck, cook raw meat. We're not going to have that for a while. Explore a forest, not for a while. Have 10 stone, have 20 food, 30 coal. 3 houses, build a farm. Each main quest. Oh, it was the apple tree. There's a couple of red may exist. Planks and wood, planks and brick. To think. There is a couple of recipes. At this point, I think we're going to sell it. Definitely worth the coins here. Once that ticked off the 30 coins checkpoint, we have 50 coins. How many do we have? I'm going to switch them. 47 coins. Get our food. We haven't done curious cuisine, but I'm gonna grab curious cuisine. Curious cuisine has a potato. We need that in the soil. Do not want to eat that. That would be a catastrophe if we eat the potato immediately after getting it. 2 egg and a campfire gives us an omelette. I am probably just going to sell that. Speaking of being over on cards, actually, we don't have enough time to collapse all of this down. That does beg the question, what do we do with the extra? Of course, we are going to eat, hopefully, preferably the fruit salad and first. I think we're selling the brick, the plank, and the stick. The excess materials here probably have to go as well. Opening these packs would be counterproductive too, and there's no way that we actually prep another fruit salad in time for the end of Moon 7, is there? Honestly, prepping it all isn't a terrible idea. Okay, no, that is a terrible idea. Thank you very much. We need apples and berries to grow more plants. Would have been terrible. Okay, so what do we get rid of if we have to get rid of something? Wood, stone, and stick. We just sold our stick. Maybe, okay, we don't need these because we're generating them. That brings us underneath. Oh, we probably could have eaten the rest of them. That's fine. That guarantees to go. Milkshakes, fruit salads. A traveling cart has appeared. What can I do? And some coins. Flora's pack. You gave me a treasure chest. Lovely. I interest you in more. Spear. Okay. Stone. Yes. Another apple. Soil. Lovely. 5 more. Oh. A golden goblet. Can't be sold. Can the treasure chest be sold? Can. We'll leave the trap. We'll open up our first logic and reason pack. Comes with smelter, 2 flint, 2 brick, 1 plank. 3. Yeah. Brick. Here. Rock. Next. Another rock. 3. Temple. 5 brick. What was that first one? 5 plank. 5 brick. 3 iron bar and 3 villagers. Now. Stone. Brick. Flint, 2 brick. Flint. I can do that. Hang on. Put my 2 flint. Have another milk. Right. Well, that idea here, and we'll start stuff together for it. Getting very crowded here, actually. Two flint, 2 brick. We have the last brick here. Plank and villager. Right. I might just have to get rid of the cow soon. 2 flint, Brick. Plank. There we go. Berry bush, no berries. Okay. I really might have to just get rid of the cow. Causing quite a kerfuffle. Smelter. For the shed. We have berries! Look at that. Put a berry in the soil. I do want to do potato. How much coins do we have? I'm gonna start separating. Not good. We have 2 fruit salads. Potato at least is worth no food, but I don't think food. We ate the milkshakes! 20 cards too many. Damn. Six cards too. I'll live with it. Milkshake. That's all we have for food. A rabbit. Why do we have a rabbit? Carrot. Carrots are actually worth a fair amount. We have 36 coins here, so I don't have enough for 2. We have a wolf with 10 health and a mountain. Not what I was looking for. And we need more space. The warehouse. The mountain will be good. The wolf will not be good. Over here. Over this way. Come on. The opposite of where you need to be heading. Oh, for the love of it, you're actually heading into my quarry. Come on. Can you stop? He's going for this other villager. Right. Okay. At least knowing that helps. Over here. Hurry. Alright. Villager can go back onto the quarry and we'll fight the wolf up here. Hopefully it drops meat, because that would be brilliant. However, spot of bother at the moment when it comes to food. I have a milk. I need a berry. Berry plant is on the way, not a berry. We have trees, however. A bone. That's it. A bone. Okay. Great. Not what I'm looking for, but I can sell these. Another explorer's pack. Right. Berry bush. Love. Round. Need more storage. We have a foil mountain. And a skeleton. Shite. You lot have to back off. I hope he's not going for the villager. Going for the stupid villager. Alright. I think I can finish the quarry, and then we'll put the villager up here. Back on the quarry you go, sir. Soil is free. Carrot. Got a coin. We can't sell the coin, it is in the chest. Mountain. Milkshake. We have half the amount of food we need. Well. 28. I'd buy another explorer's pack. This is the part where it does slow down a little bit. At the start of the game, you start skyrocketing through these card packs. Far out, no. Got another bear. Right. Put the militia up here. Are you going for this villager? Please tell me you're going for this villager. Move slow, but I'll live with it. This guy could hurt. Hit chance 33%, 2 to 4 damage. I'm probably even going to throw the villager into this combat. He does 1 damage, but that extra 1 damage when the militia only does 2 max. I mean, the only negative is that he has less health. The bear does 2 to 4, so he can't one-shot the villager, but we could lose someone here. Really? Right. Oh, we're doing good, and he missed. Brilliant. Perfect fight. Okay. Honestly, that's the best outcome we could have hoped for. Now, can I finally... I'm going to stop buying explorer packs, I think. And we're going to move everyone over onto this wood/plank generation over here. Have meat worth nothing. I'm going to cook it just because we don't have a lot of food. Carrots would be nice, but I don't have hope that carrots are going to be done by the end of the season. That's the next best thing. What is going here? Please stop. That's the next best thing. Getting some more food. I do want to keep the cow because I would like to put him in a stable or something. If we can ever build a barn, that would be amazing. Alright, we have a berry and a milk. Hopefully, can you stop messing up down here, please? Look, even that. Stop. I don't care. This one thing, I'm telling you. May have a milkshake by the end. We won't have... We'll have the raw meat, apple and milk, apple and berry. Stick. Selling 3 of these. We have cooked meat worth 2 food. And a berry. Probably not gonna finish in time. Look. So... We have twice as many cards as what. I think these are all going to be sold. Running back to one of everything, selling the rest. 2 more explorers packs. More cards left to get rid of, apparently. Do we really need a stick? Do we really need a plank? Probably. What about a brick? Then we'll eat the rest of our way through. Okay. 2 potatoes. Apple and berry. I think I've just realized last minute that I was making a pretty big mistake here. Almost ran out of berries. That would have been detrimental. We may eat the... And that was my last apple too. Oh, Lord. Okay, we have 12 food. 2, 4, 6. Unfortunately, the apple might be eaten here. The apple might get lost. Raw meat. And a rock. We can't sell the tree or the rock. They're not worth anything. We can sell it. Chicken. We get a chicken. Now I really do need some kind of barn. I didn't make myself that cup of tea, did I? I went and boiled the kettle an hour ago. Never actually made anything. Okay, cooked meat. Egg. We need another shed. I don't think we can get away with 36 card limit anymore. I think we're just too high. They're too close to the cap. Wood, stone, stick. There's the extra apple and the extra berry. So fingers crossed, we're gonna keep, okay, guaranteed keep a berry because it's on the soil. But we may not keep the milkshake here, sadly. Sorry, the apple. Or maybe eaten. I think it prioritizes higher number food first. We'll see. I could get rid of the chicken, but I wouldn't mind. Chicken giving access to omelette, if we get enough, is brilliant. But there's no way to keep it in check. They're both just going to be jumping around, aren't they? Food time before we get the next food out. Both the apples. Okay, we have an apple tree though. We're not too far. I think these 3 are the ones that have to go. Just generate more anyway. Berry, shake, apple. Need an apple to make an apple tree. Milk and a berry to make. Okay, another apple. Apple and a berry. Right. I am gonna send someone into the mountains actually. We have a smelter. So we can get some stuff from. Salad. Berry. do need to open these cards. So, first Explorer's Pack comes with a slime and a forest, actually. I'm going to prioritize the forest over the mountains. We'll finish the mountains expedition we've got going now, but I absolutely think forest can give me mushrooms and a couple of other foods as well. I think the forest can also give you animals like chickens and cows. Let's have a look. May contain 3 undiscovered cards: berry bush, apple tree, stick, rabbit, bear, treasure chest, apple tree, and a wolf. Already have this. We need the key. Who is the slime gonna go for? Is it the unarmed villager? No, it's the militiaman. No, it's the unarmed villager. Come up here then. Brick. Carrot. I think I'm gonna just carrots for it. That can go. Worst case, the mountain gives us other baddies. There's our first egg. Don't fight the chicken. I may not be able to finish. Okay, we can give him a run around because I do want to try and finish the mountain. But there's a chance it backfires drastically. Oh, trying to die! Chicken really out here. Actually trying to get itself killed. Okay, it backfired. We have a problem now. Big problem. So... Right. Well... You can't stack them. Okay. We have a berry bush, so I'll turn that into... Not that I'll need it, likely. Perhaps, maybe. Shit. Okay, I gambled and lost, but we can still win this, right? Do the slime first. 8 health. It deals 1 damage and a 50-50 hit chance. Right, it's fine. We got an onion, we got a key, we got an egg. Cook the egg immediately. Key in the chest will have to wait. We do have an onion, however. Next up, bear. Quarry can go back. Brick. Remove the tree. Right. That hurts, but he just has to not hit us and we're fine. Bingo. Right. New expedition. I need 2 wood and stick. I need stick and wood. Right. Okay. So, next step. The forest. Okay. Trying to keep up, not really doing so well. Stick guy, go over there. Gonna be pushed. Chicken. Militia. Ah, that's safe space. Okay. Next up, treasure chest. Milk. Corpse. Nice. And a mushroom. Lovely stuff. Move the goblet down. Cooked meat go below the campfire. Go. 3. We do have another explorer stack here too. I'm gonna wait till the mountain guy finishes his expedition before we explore. Also go grab 2 wood and a stick. Two stick and a wood. Not every time. Spear is ready to go and the tree guy's done. And the last spear for the lumber camp guy. I am not having unarmed people anymore. Conflict. It technically doubles your damage, but it's a chance-based system, so doubles your damage only so far as you land the hit. Once the forest guy is done, we will... Good. We're fine on food. We got another omelette on the way. How long has this day taken that we're still cooking the omelette today? Look, doesn't do anything. A berry bush. No berries. I'm gonna leave that. 2 apples is carrots the way too. Yeah, you're just... I think that's probably lumber camp. Another egg. Forest or the day's end, what wins? Forest wins barely. I explored the forest and all I got was this lousy apple. Good lord. We have 4 militia guys here. Another bear, and it's an old village. What villages are worth a bit? Best I can tell, old villages are brilliant. They're generating wealth and finding absolutely objective. 4 undiscovered cards: a coin, a villager, a wood, a corpse, a slime, a treasure chest, or milk. I think I'm going to go back to the mountains though. Mountains are treacherous, but PTSD. Not wanting to go to the mountains. Alright, we have... Who are you going to fight, Bear? Are you going to come up north and fight us? You're going to go over to that one guy. Oh, look at that! Everyone was fed with actual food. 21 cards open. I don't want... Oh, we're done. Everyone stack. Right. 14 cards too many. Sold. Corpses cannot be... What do we sell? We didn't eat the carrot. Yes, we sell everything here again, but that's still not enough, is it? 9 cards. Many. Of a tough idea. Keeping one of every food. What does that then mean? 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ah. I guess we have to. Wait, we have 1 card too many still. Why do we have 1 card too many? And why can't I get rid of this corpse? I'm so upset. I've decided we have an apple in soil, so I'm selling the other apple. What a catastrophe! We hemorrhaged everything. We sold our carrot, but we have more carrots. We sold our apple. We have another apple on the way. Alright, we are going to go to the mountain again soon, but we want to get rid of this bear first. I'm going to put you two all alone. I'm going to be generating water stone. I'm going to fight this bear. And then I don't know what. We actually have enough food, surprisingly. But it's all this onion and mushroom. I want to avoid eating the onions and the mushrooms in the pan. We're just going to fight space. And he pooped. Brilliant. You love to see it. I might need to make where there's a recipe garden. Soil to wood. I might have to do that just because it grows. Carrots alone would be worth it. I think in a little bit I'm going to be taking that break and getting a cup of tea. I do want to go to the mountain here, but we are low on resources. I will need to make, where's the shed? Wood, stone, stick. So maybe I make sheds for the entirety of this moon. After that garden, was that 2 plank? 1 soil, 2 stone, 2. So we have the soil. Berry bush. Not no. You want to green. Maybe we need to go for seeking wisdom or logic and reason again to get some more ideas. Garden is soil, 2 stone, 2 wood. need the 2 wood part. The berry, we have a berry bush, so I am going to do this. Okay, 2 carrots. No, we're not doing that. Need that and a villager. Egg. Lovely. 2 stone. 1 more wood. I'm gonna do the apple tree as well. Oh, what do we need for the shed? 1 stone. Okay, so that's 2 wood, 1 stick, and we have a garden. Garden, carrot. Easy. So, wood. There we go, there's the second one. We have berry. Berry needs to go in the other garden. Well, I don't want to eat the berries. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Stone, flint. Milk. Milk and a berry. Milkshake. Lovely. Two apples. Those. No. We're not cooking them. Right. Next up, going to be logic and repens. So the 3 we grab. These because they need to go on farms, but we don't. Okay, reap and sow we open first because that could give us another soil. And another soil right now for the extra farm would be amazing. So I am going to open this, but we do need a shed, which is wood, stone, and stick. So that's 2 wood, 1 stone. Raw meat. Good. Cook the raw meat, please. Berry bush. Amazing. Bush. Rock. Rabbit. Please drop meat. Stop pooping. Should I try for another? I might try for another reap and sow. Might greed for 2 more. I need the soil. Bingo. Here we go. That's what I need. We have another berry, a tree, and soil is 2 stone. What is it? 2 stone, 2 wood, 1 villager. Rock here. Love it. Garden. Garden. Take berry bush, and actually get some proper gardening, farming happening. So, garden, 2 wood, 2 stone, 1 villager, and the soil. Wood. Stone. The extra garden coming along. Lovely. Right, and we have an apple. Apple out of a regular tree. That's rare. This will be a massive upgrade. The 3rd garden, I think, will absolutely help us set the carrot. But I'm going to stack all the foods that we only have 1 of down here. We're not technically. Oh, get out. After this, probably gonna send someone to the mountain, and I'll keep working on getting enough ore. Can we catch it? It reset? That's infuriating. Right, third garden for the apple. We'll open another reap and sow. Another cow. Fighting one cow. Keeping another. We have a berry bush. Three. Am I out of people? 2, 3, 5. Drop meat, please. Just milk. I'll take it. The chicken and the cow. There's the money. Give another berry. And that's the end of the day. Alright. I think that's a fair amount of this game. We played for an hour and a half almost. We've come a fair way. We'll finish the day off and we'll save, and I'm gonna go make this cup of tea. Enough milkshakes and omelets to feed everyone. Brilliant. But we are 18 cards over. Unfortunately, that means the carrot goes. The eggs may go too. I do want to try and... We have a garden with an apple in it, a garden with a berry. Oh. 17 cards too many. Ow. Okay, okay, there's 6. We have 12 cards too many. 6 cards too many. 2 cards too many. I don't like that resets. That never used to reset when you move stuff. Golden goblet can't be sold. Potato, mushroom, and onion we only have one of. We have apple and berry in the garden. The berry bush can be sold for 1 gold each. I think... Strange portal. Uh-oh. Can I move my cow? I can't move my cow. Now I can move. Strange portal has been... I'm going to cook the eggs first, then the raw meat. But I do need a shed, right? I genuinely need a shed because we just keep hemorrhaging cards at the end of the month. Okay. Oh, you're going to help me push the portal down. No, you're not. 3, can you push the portal down? No, the portal is locked up. Another berry bush. Strange portal is about to pop. Gonna beat the mountain. We're gonna take these guys off. 2 regular rats. Oh, that's easy. Actually, don't even need to worry. Back down here to the mountains. Chicken and cow. Berry bush, garden. 3. I'm gonna switch that around, right? Berry bush, garden. Stick can be from a berry bush, but I think because the apple, you can get apples from the tree, I think having the tree centrally between the lumber camp and the apple farm would be the best play. What does the mountain get? Iron. Lovely. Beautiful. Put someone on the iron. I said I was going to end after this moon, didn't I? I do need someone on the berry bush, actually. We have a stick. So, here's the play. Garden, berry bush, garden, apple. Stick. Tree. L. Lumber camp. Quarry. Garden carrot. Garden carrot. Smelter. Wonder. I'm gonna try something strange here. I'm gonna start stacking iron ore in the smelter. Another egg. Berries. We are getting so crowded here. We have an apple tree. Do I have a spare person? No, they're on the iron deposit. Iron ore. Milk. I think. Berry, berry. Tree. Stick. Omelette. Okay. Omelette can go below. Egg omelette lineup. That's to me. The iron ore deposit. Along here. Another shed. He's free. I'm going to put you back to the iron deposit. And another shed brings us up to a cap of 44. I think I'm gonna keep grinding on that for a little bit. I'm gonna go another stick. Because it does also increase the play area, which is a blessing in its own way at the moment. Cooked meat. Brilliant. Now I just need... We have a berry and a milk. I'm going to turn that into... Even though we have enough food. Iron deposit should expire this one. I have another egg. Omelette. Maybe on up the top. Another milk. Alright, 2 empty gardens. 2 berry bushes. An apple tree. I'm gonna wait for the carrot to flip. We're still 20 cards over, and we're only going to have the 1 extra shed. Give us an extra 4. Iron deposit. I think of just stone. There's the extra shed for the stone. I don't think we definitely get the wood ticks over before the end of the day. I don't know about the stone. So we're gonna do those. Right, that's the stone too. This iron ore is going to be a problem. I don't want to sell it. But it's that, or, I mean, we'll see what happens with the food. On the way soon. I must put you in the eye. Alright, first things first. New ideas. On the berry bush here. We have a rock tree. We have a sawmill. And a plank. Selling that. Order and 1 gold away. But if we get an idea from this. Rock. Another tree. A brick. Know that. Stone. And another order and structure. What do we have in the first order and structure? An iron deposit. Farm, which is soil, 2 brick, 2 plank, and a villager. An upgrade for all of these gardens. Sadly, we just built the garden yesterday, I think. Is terribly. Brickyard is brick, iron bar, wood, and villager. I do want to make the farms, but that does mean we now need to save up and get more soil. It is what it is. Stone from an iron deposit. Wasn't aware that happened. Treasure chest, an omelette. We have another pack here too. Before we get too carried away. The iron deposit. Plank. A mess hall. Mess hall. Villagers will prioritize eating food at the top of the mess hall. Plank, iron bar. Plank. My theory. It does! My theory works. I can stack wood on top of a ton of iron. And that works. Plank, iron bar, and a campfire. The campfire. Yeah. Campfire was stick flint. We might even get a stick from one of these trees. Do I have a spare villager? No. Stick, flint. Quest complete, get an iron. So, what was the recipe? Bar, plank, and camp. Ooh, iron bar and plank does something. We'll have another iron bar actually. But what we won't have is another plank. Stick and flint. Wait. Stick and flint? That's the campfire, right? Please tell me that. Another iron ore. Another iron bar. Apple? You're free. The recipe was a camp. Coin, for some reason. Another militia member is free. Don't fight the cow. You get rid of these rocks. Campfire. Iron bar. Wait, rowboat. Oh, okay. Bit of a weird one. Iron mine, 2 flint. 1 wood, 1 stone. Constant source of iron doesn't sound bad. Campfire plank. Okay. Oh, that hurt. Auto sort. It's kind of there, kind of not. Not gonna do that ever again, I don't think. Okay. Mine. We don't have the flint. I could do with the flint. Hang on. Blank iron bar and a campfire. No villager required. Got it. I'm gonna make. Okay, the carrots all at the same time. Okay, I guess we're doing carrots. Carrots aren't terrible. So farm better than a garden. Soil, brick, plank, villager. And for reap and sow. So spare villagers. Potato! Right, mess hall is being made. Sell that. Iron mine, I definitely want to make. The farm, Alright, I gotta sort it. I'm not gonna auto sort. The grid could definitely be twice as small per square. Just having that extra layer of being able to sort into. Yes. Remember that time? Iron mine to make. We have 28 food. Iron mine, 2 flint, wood, stone. Stone, we need flint. Turn that into. Huh? It'd be nice, really nice, if you could have a pin option too. So that certain things didn't get broken. You move them. Rowboat can go down here. The mess hall. We have a milk. We have an apple. All 3 of them go on the mess. Oh, the flint. We're missing the flint. There's the egg. And berry, fruit salad. Milk. I have a free militia member. Right. That's all. Don't have a way to get rid of this corpse yet. Berry, apple. I need a way to stop them being used. 2 flint. We need 2 flint. Why is that so yet? Over there. Sorry, remember what they're for. Oh no. We should have enough food, right? The berry and the apple better be safe. Okay, we're safe. 26 cards over. Iron deposit is worth nothing. Iron ore is worth 3. Ten cards too many? Good. Okay, well, that was hemorrhaging resources. We'll get the iron back. Okay. Egg. Okay. So, soil brick plant. Okay, hang on. 2 brick, 2 plank. What were we building? We were building the iron mine. 2 flint. We haven't got flint at all, have we? Okay. So next up then is going to be shed. Hang on. Warehouse. Stone iron bar villager? Oh. No. Okay. Warehouse is an upgrade. So shed gives you 4. Warehouse gives you 14. Stone iron bar villager. So we're gonna start building the 2 carrots. That's gonna be our main source. Actually, an apple and the berry. Brick. So the warehouse, stone, iron bar, and a villager. That's it. Stone, iron bar. What's happening? I see what happened. Iron deposit guy can't. Giant rat. Not good. Can we take that out? He does 2 damage. I think we're fine. Good time. The guy. Raw meat. Brilliant. Right. So the recipe for the house. Stone, iron bar. Villager. Wood. I'm gonna keep stacking wood on the smelter over there. Bar guy. No, not the guy. The block. Hey, good lord, I missed all those messages. How long ago was that? How long ago was that? Holy cow. When did they pop up? Turn left? Doesn't work with Stacklands either. Hey Joe, finally caught up. I do apologize. I did see your message, but I didn't reply. And I'm also probably gonna have to double check your address. I got a return to sender on the letter. So I have to double check. I do have the text you sent me screenshot. I'll just double check. I'll double check I wrote it properly first, and then I'll double check with you that if it's incorrect or if I have written it. We'll figure it out later. How is everyone? Sorry, I got so engrossed in throwing cards at the table that I completely missed anyone popping up and saying hello. Oh, and speaking of, OBS is hemorrhaging frames again. Well, I've been saying I need to go get a cup of tea for a while, so I think OBS hemorrhaging frames is going to be the death knell for this game, and we'll switch over to something else as I go get my cup. Now, do soil. Some of these. Okay. Rabbit. A rock. 3. I'll open the other ones in a sec. I think that'll be the end. There's soils there, and these are warehouses. Another iron bar. Others. There's my first flint. Look at that. What was the flint for? I forgot. Flint was for the farm, wasn't it? No? Oh, it's for the iron farm. Look at that massive zone upgrade on our first warehouse. Oh, we got 2 at the same time? The last wood on there. Iron bar. Brick. Quarry. Shuffle everything around. 3. Rock. Apple. Look how much space we have. Now what we can do, because technically you only get a gain of 3 card slots per shed, but you get a gain of 13 card slots per house. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start selling off. These would be fine. It does shrink our zone. Maybe I'll wait till I... Another iron bar, another... great more. I think 4 warehouses is more than enough, honestly. Flint, you couldn't give me rock? Cooked meat. Go. That's better. We're back to that big 4. 2 apple trees. Oh. Yes, we got a berry bush. I'm gonna make 2. We have another egg. Oh. A bear. Not good. How are we doing, everyone? This is a problem. Oh no. I kind of... Okay. I'm gonna be greedy. This is 6 seconds left. 2 seconds. 1 second. Alright, join the fight. Being super greedy. He missed! Join the fight. Alright, this is fine. If he hits now, I think we still live. We're actually okay. With that miss on the first attack, we were fine. Coin always goes oops, over to the left. Mess hall and the camp. I'm going... I think I'm going to move the mess hall to the left. Campfire to the right. Raw and greedy and go down behind the mess hall. Smelter, iron bar. That's all. And the carrots for days. Look how much food we have. There's the next warehouse. Now this is going to shrink again. Brings us down to 84. Can we get another one? Put the warehouse and put you there. After that, I'm going to sell the last 2 sheds. Flint. Okay. Iron mine, 2 flint woodstone. 2 flint woodstone villager. Let's set that aside. I want to get the... Let's set the iron mine. Probably under the smelter. No. let's get these 4 packs out of the way because I don't want to spend another whole moon in the game. I'm gonna smash these up. Rock. 3. Bush. Have a shiny apple. Sacks. Really sucks that foils don't have another use. Hey. Soil. Soil, farm, 2 brick, 2 plank. Stone, make a brick. Stone. But that was for the iron farmer. We have too many animals here. 2 cows is fine. We could do with an upgrade on our milk generation. We have the guy on rocks, so I'm gonna put this guy over here. I need to get rid of these rabbits though. If they drop meat, that would be amazing. Lumber camp. You can get rid of one of the rabbits. So this is getting out. Alright, warehouse guy done. Brilliant. Do this next. Carrot is randomly up here. Put that on the carrot pile. Carrots are so good just for raw vegetables. Alright, it's almost the end of day 14. Very... It's a very micromanagey, I realize afterwards. Alright, it's fine. We collapse. Okay. Got poop. Treasure chest. Cows and chickens. Good. Rabbits I don't think drop anything worthwhile. One-shot him. Stop! Thank you. Next. Time to eat. There we go. This is gonna be the end. I don't know if I have to complete a day. This could be like Stardew Valley, right? Where you complete a day and it saves at the end. Back to cow and chicken. There's a TV show that I haven't thought about in years. Chicken. 3 stone. Another brick. Right. Another plank. And what do we need? What is this for? 2 brick, 2 planks. 2 brick, 2 plank. Brick, plank, village. I want to try and see, actually. Can we upgrade the garden, or do we need to do it with soil? I'm gonna put sticks. I don't think. Flint. Iron mine. There we go. So I'm gonna do the iron mine. Get the iron ore out. I want to see, okay, it says soil in the recipe for farm, but I want to know if we can actually upgrade the gardens or if we have to sell them. If we can do the same recipe with a garden instead of soil, we don't have to go spending money to get more soil. Let's see how we go. 2 brick. 2 plank. Villager. Please tell me this actually does work. It'd be amazing. The milk. Okay, so 2 brick, 2 plank. Do that. Now, once we get 1 iron, I can shuffle that back. Apple. I'm just gonna turn that back into a tree. Another milk. The milk generation here. Yes, it works. Brilliant. We didn't need to grind for the soil anyway. The farm would do stuff so much faster. It'd be amazing. Once we get a stable source of meat too, we can use that. Ourselves some good food. Plank. We have 2 sticks. Gonna be greedy here. Oh, okay. We're not generating anything anymore. But we need people purple blocks. I'm terrible at leaving games like this alone. This is what I mean. My weakness is card games and town builders, and this is both in the same breath. And it's just terrible. If you want me to be productive, never give me a card game, like a CCG. Never give me a town builder. Town builders are probably worse for keeping me going because I just get so distracted building my town, get carried away. Another can you give me iron? It's an iron mine that's dropped only coins. Plank. Egg. Another milk. Leave thing. Have another milk soon too. Another milk. Right. Finally, the first iron ore. That means I can now shuffle this guy below the smelter and hopefully that'll keep up, not push themselves down. Right, campfire has to go again. Plank. Stone. I've done another whole day, haven't I? Because I want to get these farms done. The carrot's already gone too, I didn't even notice. You know what? I'm gonna put all of these carrots first on the mess hall so that they're eaten first and the milkshake can go below it. Because there's no point having the carrots if they're not actually going to be eaten. They're just standing there in such a tall pile. Now, iron mine. Dropping coins is probably actually the worst thing that could do. So I'm going to have coins go on the other side. Actually, where else? Nothing else is going to go into that. Coin, smelter, iron bar. And then you have the iron ore can go in that corner there. Brilliant. Nice. Another egg. I could do with another chicken, honestly. Omelette. Soil. Alright, we're out of... No, we're not out of berries. Milk doesn't have another purpose. Brick. Actually, look, what's the... I haven't been keeping track of any of these quests. Just general progression is so easy to fall into in this. Even the first time I played, the quests were only something I really looked at. Whenever I felt like I hadn't hit a quest in a while, I would just be like, oh, what am I not doing? What do I need to strive for? And it would tell me something like, go explore a forest, go explore a dungeon, stuff like that I wasn't really prioritizing. Even now, I haven't really explored any of these. Now, farm. 2 brick, 2 plank. A brick, plank, soil, and a village. What should we go for? What should we go for? Curious cuisine? Bunch? Get out of my farm. Messing all of my stuff. Another egg. Omelette. Closer to the pile. Now, 2 plank. Got a milk. Got a farm. 3 stone. 3 wood. Farm. Go there. Iron mine takes forever. And it gets stone as well. Are you kidding me? How many non-iron things does the iron farm have? What a ridiculous, absolutely abysmal hit rate. Right. Thanks. 2 plank brick. I'm gonna get rid of the flint unless there's something I can do with it. I am actually slightly upset on this hit rate lately with things I need. Alright, we're putting someone on the berry bush. We have enough here to upgrade the gardens. 2 plank, brick, flint. The flint was the iron mine, wasn't it? So I think I was just gonna sell that. So what do we have? Cuisine, a milkshake, milk and a berry. We already knew that one. Another carrot. What do we have? A mushroom and an apple. Apple can go there. The stove. Cooks faster than a campfire. Oh, we still have a campfire. Brick, iron, flint. Got rid of flint. Brick. I want another spare. I don't want to move. I'm terrible like this. Every game I play, I want stacks of stuff remaining. But we do have the mushroom that can go on the potato. Stove can go above here. We have the onion. Is the stew, potato, raw meat, onion, carrot. Potato. What's the mushroom for then? Campfire. Potato, meat, onion, carrot. Carrot. Potato, onion. Potato, onion, meat. Stew. What's the mushroom for? Maybe we should start experimenting. I'm actually curious now. I don't know what the mushroom's good for. Onion. Okay, so here we go. We can kill the potato off, but we will get ourselves fruit salad, we know. So what's mushroom? I want to grab an egg. Egg and mushroom to me is a combo that makes sense, but what else would it be? Like, the problem is you gotta try it on a campfire. But first things first, a stove. Brick. Hang on. Stove, we can't stack it, but we can put it next to it. Brick, iron bar, flint, villager. Brick, iron bar, flint, villager. So we just need the iron. I'm getting carried away again. I hate it. Oh, there we go! Carrots being eaten first. Lovely. Carrots are really, really strong, actually. Get rid of that for planks. Get rid of that for brick. There we go. I need another log. What's going on over here? We have a cow on our farm again. There's a stove. Hey, crazy. How are you going? Egg and mushroom. Animals, get out of my house. Stove. Okay. I probably will keep the campfire. Should we... What do you do with a mushroom? So... Cooking. Campfire, chicken. Chicken and egg makes chicken. Fruit salad is apple and berry. Milkshake, milk and berry. Campfire and 2 eggs makes omelette. So do you need 2 eggs? 2 eggs and a mushroom makes a mushroom omelette or something? The mushroom is not used in the stew. What is mushroom? Can you just cook it? Nope. I really don't know. Mushroom, carrot, egg? That doesn't make much sense. Carrot. I really don't know. These were farms, weren't they? Farm, so... Brick, plank. So we have plank. 2 brick, 2 plank. Doing alright? Glad to hear. This is a game called Stacklands. I'm gonna post in the server afterwards. There's I gotta turn Discord down a little bit. There we go. It's a game called Stacklands. It's probably my ultimate weakness as far as game genres go. I absolutely will accidentally, unintentionally sink hours and hours into town. And this is kind of its own town builder. You start out with one villager, and I think you get basically a humble beginnings pack, which will give you some basic resources. And it is sort of managerial in the sense that you do manage your finances. I've got like a treasure chest or a coin chest over here with all my money in it. You have your technology tree, which is the stuff you've discovered how to make. Or if you find an idea from one of the card packs, then that will unlock it as well. There is a quest tree as well. So the main quests at the moment, I've up to the grand scheme. I have to find the catacombs, build a temple, and build a cathedral on the mainland. And then that's my current quest. There's side quests here, like if you just want to do some cooking, discovery, which I think is locations. And all of these cards come with their own stats. A heart obviously is health. Villagers and animals and enemies have hearts. You have the bread symbol, which you'll notice up here is feeding, and every moon, every day, you have to feed your villagers. And your card cap, of course, is the last one flashing there. If you're over your card cap, you must sell cards down to your card cap. And that's basically there's like 5 rules and that's it, right? Cards have stats, they interact. You can figure out recipes on your own, or you can find those ideas in the card packs. So for example, if we grab some coins out, I'll just grab one of these Seeking Wisdom pack. And if I open the Seeking Wisdom pack, it gave me absolutely no ideas. But we did get a tree, a rock, and a berry bush I can throw over here. It's really neat. Again, I'm always going to talk fondly of games like this because I absolutely have a bias towards both CCGs and town builders, and this is a collection of both of those genres in one. But it does it well. It's not a $1 million game. I think it's actually $4 on Steam at the moment, and I'm definitely getting my value from it. But it's I'm always gonna. It's like I say, I'm always gonna talk fondly about games like this genre, especially one that blend between town builders, tycoon games is another, and CCGs, or that managerial aspect as well. But I'll unpause. Cook the meat. Oh, I missed an ingredient. Hang on. I cooked meat. I didn't make a stew. What did I miss? I missed the carrot. I don't have an animal pen, so at the moment the animals are just running around without much keeping them in. You can pick them up and move them. Small blessing. You cannot pick up and move enemies though. Honestly, if you got rid of the pause function, this game would be extremely hectic to... I am going to... Oh, and another milk. Yeah, tons of food. Food for days. I don't even have to cook for a while. Probably just going to sell the campfire though. I don't think there's a whole lot that needs it besides the smelter, right? Not even the smelter needs it. Stove definitely does. Probably just gonna sell it. We can make a new one if we need it. Brick. Brick. Do I have a spare villager? No, he's on the iron mine. each card has a character, item, location, or building. Those would be the... Well, there's a fifth category, which is valuables. See the golden goblet and the coins there. Valuables, I don't know if the golden goblet counts as a card, but that's permanent. I cannot sell it, I cannot get rid of it, I cannot destroy it. So I hope that doesn't actually count as a card. And I'm 24 over at the moment, so I'm going to sell all of my stone, all but one of my flint, all of that. Is that enough? 6 over. I'm gonna get rid of the planks then. Both of these sticks can go, and we'll get rid of those, shall we?
Hello there.
Strange portal. What a time to show off all of the enemies then. Oh, all of the enemies. One that pops out. But this guy could actually be a problem. I've really neglected upgrading my military might. So he could pose a threat if it's anything like a bear or a giant rat. I'll get this guy off the berry bush when he's done here. Right. Quarry guy and lumber camp guy are done. Stone into brick guy is almost done. Guy's done. Milk. What else am I missing here? Garden. That would be... I don't think we're going to be in trouble. With all 4 people, okay, we might be in trouble. Goblin attacks for 2 damage max. The rat attacks for 1 damage max. And you have all the stats, like the bottom left tells you everything you need to know about the card. So my militia, 80% hit chance every 1.5 seconds with a damage cap of 2. Same for all of them, even the wooden spears. Goblin attacks every 2 seconds with a 50% hit chance, and the rat up there, 3-second attack speed, 50% hit rate, and guaranteed 1 damage if they hit. So with those in mind, obviously every time you attack, rolls that chance, and then the damage roll as well. Very dice-based combat, actually. I kind of like. Sell the poop. Best. Get my apple tree. Send someone over to make this farm. Get rid of the rock in the tree. I think we can probably stop the carrot generation. We've got 3 carrots left. Not including all the other ones I just put down. I really need to find an animal pen of some kind. I'm actually, you know what I'm going to do? Animals can come down here. New farm. Brilliant. Apple in there. And I'm going to... You know what? I think I'd rather get a chicken and egg, because I'd rather have chickens than 2 cows. He still jumps around with that too. We'll get on the lumber camp and the quarry for now. And seeking wisdom, logic and reason. We'll grab a few of those. Seeking wisdom. Logic and reason. Give me one idea. A sword, and it's an iron bar and 2... Look that over there. Brick. 3. And... I was already there. Logic and reason. 2 rocks. A market. A plank. So the market is a brick, a plank, and 3 coin. I can do that. No, I can't. I'm out of coins. Oh. We should get enough from these. Coin. These. Berry bush. Humble beginnings. Raw resources. Always nice. Iron ore. An animal pen! Yes, that's what I wanted. These animals can finally stop bouncing around and drive me crazy. Berry bush. 3. Another brick. An iron bar. We've been making those. Okay, so the animal pen. 2 plank, 2 wood, and an iron bar. So I definitely need someone on this tree pile now. What are we making? Bricks. Brick guy. Cow and chicken. Let's say that. Cow and chicken. Back. Where am I? Really? You guys on the court. I'm gonna have to make another villager. Milk. No, hang on. What did we need 3 coins for? The market. Brick, plank, coin. Brick, plank, 3 coins. What was it? And a villager. Brick, plank, 3 coins and a villager makes a market. The iron bar to stick combo. And I'm probably going to need another warehouse. Stone iron bar. Market will sell things for us. Below our chest. 2 chickens now, which will get us a better amount of eggs. I need to go make this cup of tea. How many times have I said that? 42 cards. Alright, well all of this is being... all of the carrots. I guess. How much food do we have? I wish it would tell you the stack information. I'd probably rather sell all of these as opposed to... Do I need the forest? Probably not, right? We can grab another one later. The stew. Animal pen. Sword. Ideas. Go. Sadly. Those warehouses would have been really nice if they popped before we had to get all of this done. I don't want to sell the iron bars. We have two. And I guess, yeah, the last is food. There we go. Mark it below. Right. Swear, the final day. Another half hour. Why do I have sticks there? Guy on the trees. Worry. Bird farm. Every other farm. Look at all this space. Hey, Sparkle. Are my overlays not working? Why would my overlays not be? That's because I turned sound alerts on, apparently. Still not working? Really? Weird. That should have played.
By the way, do you happen to know what the
Okay,
fine
that is
is here
fine.
in Cyrodiil for
Criminal scum.
The delay made me worry.
just asking?
Gotta get back to work. No worries. Is it Friday today? Ew. What time are we playing Minecraft tomorrow? Afternoon? Probably after. I'm usually awake after midday. I say it. My sleeping pattern is like 1.5 days long at this point. Right. Okay. I have a garden still. I wanted to make a farm out of the garden. With the animal pen, 2 plank, 2 wood, and an iron bar. I am very annoyed that I sold all of those resources, but it will have to. I'm just gonna grab animal pen to put the animals in. That's it. That's the last thing. I swear. Right? What do we need for the animal pen? 2 plank, 2 wood, and 1 bar. It's the middle. Look at these sticks. Why is everyone making me not the thing I want? Alright. Go on the fire. 3 wood. Oh, no. Okay, is that the sword? Iron bar and a stick. Iron bar and a plank was the boat, that's right. The birch. I don't even think we have the recipe for it. What was I making? Animal pen. 2 plank, 2 wood. Okay. 2 plank. Two plank, 2 wood, and an iron bar. That should be enough for an animal pen in time. Alright. Away from my berries. I've finally done it. I'm finally free of these animals. Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful day. Where are they gonna stay? Honestly? This egg further away. Milk, there we go. That should be fine. I don't know if it's gonna bottom or hate that the market doesn't actually that. Coin chest should. Right, we did it! Day 19! Well, technically month 19, but hey, quite a way we've come! Oh, and we have a guy down free in the bottom left. But I think that is absolutely never going to. We have a traveling cart. I put that over. Treasure chest. And I think we're gonna set these guys over. There we go. That's a really good place to end. We've finally got the animal pen, which means we can start sorting the food automatically. Omelette can just go on. We still have one mushroom, potato, and onion, but I don't really see a reason to get more unless raw meat. So if we ever do get raw meat, we have the ability to make a bunch of stew, and stew is one of the best food items in the game. At this point, though, that's a really good place to end. We've got 118 card capacity. I wouldn't mind making another warehouse, but we don't need to. We're just below cap even now. With very minimal spare resources, a couple of backlogged food items. We do have a lot of berry bushes, but that will... Berry bush gives 3 berries. But then you collapse that with an apple or with milk. Turn it into either a thick shake or a fruit salad. And of course they will get I think probably, actually, before I do that, I'm going to leave with the... We're going to end on the note of getting a new villager for next time. Whether or not I play this again on stream, I think I could play this one more time on stream at a different date. But for now, that is definitely enough for Stackland. Got to Moon 20 though, that's not a... Either way, I'm going to call this quick break. I may kick OBS in the pants real quick. I'll go and break after that's done. Give me a second. Actually get the new version of OBS up, shall I? OBS, and I'll be back in a second, hopefully. We are back. Radio. So I will. You know what? I gotta think about this too. I know how bad I am, and we just had a perfect example of me getting carried away playing a quote unquote a town building game. So I really have to think about what if I am switching to a different game. Do I switch to Rise of Industry and bury another 5 hours into Rise of Industry? You know what? No, you know what? We will do Rise of Industry. I do want to continue that game we had going. Rise of Industry. Date. And I am going to go. I'll get the game. But I'm going to on a quick break.
There's one subject we haven't touched on yet.
I'll find out because I've left our save untouched, and this is the thing that I'm kind of worried about. I've done a lot of digging through the function of how transport and logistics work in Rise of Industry, and well, I'm very worried I've got to open up the save I had on stream last time and just going to have to basically start from scratch because I would have done something silly like clog my roads or God knows. I've got a couple of things I've been testing too, like layered warehouses so that you have traffic on an inner layer that gets to the warehouse and traffic on an outer layer that goes past the warehouse. But traffic AI finding shortest route is almost like something you have to defeat. You have to figure out why it's not working properly, and then you have to actually defeat it. It's really, really interesting. It works against you, is the better way of phrasing that, to be honest. But it does. It really does work against you. Is it being captured?
And they follow ships for the food that sailors or passengers go to.
There we go. Right. I might mute the music in the game so it doesn't compete with the right back screen, but I will be right back. We're already 2 minutes into the AFK's timer, but give me 8 left. If I'm not back by 15 minutes, you're legally allowed to leave. I think that's how the saying goes. So that I don't actually go past that, I'm gonna head off. I shouldn't be too long. Mostly just a cup of tea, but maybe a bite to eat as well if I can figure it out. Or less. So don't go anywhere. I will be right back.
Takes these adults about 3 years to get their grown-up suit of clothes. The young ones are brown and mottled. They gather in groups and look each other over, and one male drives off another. But finally, after having considered the matter duly, they begin to pair off. You would mean birds, wouldn't you?
I would mean birds. You haven't had anything interesting to tell us about birds?
swift in diving for its prey. But the peculiar structure of its body prevents it from making a perfect landing. During the nesting period, great numbers congregate on certain isolated islands. This island alone, more than 6,000 come annually.